Hey, Mac.
What's up, G?
Do you know what happens when you start early?
I do, G. You grow wealthy.
It's time for Money with Mac and G.
Finance for you and your family.
We finally made it to a point where we're starting to really know some great stuff about investing.
Yep, but we need to know more. I want to hear Dad talk about stocks. Alternative investments are cool, but...
Yeah, I know. Way too much work. And you need a lot of luck.
Exactly. But how do you choose a stock? Do you know?
I don't. Maybe you just throw a dart at a dartboard? No, I know. You roll a dice.
7.
I don't think that's it. Well, I think we both know what we should do.
I guess you're right. Dad!
What's up, the children of my dreams who eat all the food in my house, including my favorite oatmeal pies?
Funny, Dad. But the cream filling is awesome!
I know. I'm a funny guy. So why are you guys yelling? You know it's music to my ears.
We were talking about investing and how to choose a stock. Get this, Grant thought you rolled a dice.
Okay, so I was guessing. Maybe you flip a coin?
Now you're starting to make me laugh. But some people do choose stocks by chance. It's true. I knew someone who wanted to buy a stock that started with a Z because their dad's name was Zach, and so they bought Xerox.
Doesn't Xerox start with an X, not a Z?
Exactly. But she made a lot of money, even though she didn't know the difference between the two. Copy machines were really good at one time.
That's very strange. Well, we want to know the right way to choose a stock.
E is equals mc squared.
Yeah, we want to pick 100% winners.
Hey, if I knew how to pick a stock that would absolutely be a winner, I'd be a gazillionaire. Do you remember that chant?
Buy low and sell high!
That's right.
So, where do we start? Is it with dividends?
Well, let me give you a quick example. Have you ever heard of Amazon or Netflix?
Come on, Dad. You know we love Amazon.
I love you.
I bought my purple beanbag chair on Amazon yesterday and we watched Coco, the movie on Netflix last week.
Coco was cool. The land of the dead. And some wicked guitar music.
I agree. It was a great movie. But did you know 20 years ago you could have bought one share of Amazon for $2?
Oh, wow.
And not too long ago, it was close to $2,000. That multiplied the investment by 1,000. If you would have invested $100, it'd be worth $100,000 now.
What? 1,000 times? That's the perfect stock!
I can't think of a more perfect company.
Well, we're going to have to talk a little bit more about that. But Mac, do you know what Amazon has never done?
Nothing. It must be perfect. Can't think of a thing. Wait, does it have to do something with dividends? Please say no.
It has never, ever paid a dividend.
I told you not to say it. I think I'm gonna cry.
Well, it did make a lot of people a lot of money because...
Buy low and sell high!
Exactly. But if you needed income along the way, that would have been a terrible investment because you wouldn't have gotten anything over 20 years.
That makes sense, but what about Netflix? Did it do the same?
It did have a lot of success too, but not the same as Amazon. It went up 350 times in 16 years or so, but no dividend from them either.
Wow, they both grew crazy amounts, but I guess it's not about the dividend then. So, what is it?
Did Amazon make tons of money?
Well, that's what's strange. Amazon took years to actually make any money at all, but its stock kept going up and up and up. And all of a sudden, in one 3-month period, it made as much money as it did in the prior 14 years.
Huh?
What? That doesn't make any sense. No profit for years and the stock kept going up? Then, over 90 days, it made more money than the last 5,110 days? Seriously?
Yep.
So why did it keep on going up? No dividends? Nothing really big for 14 years?
Well, it's the expectation of what Amazon was doing, as well as, remember, supply and demand? First, it was the expectations of the future. Sounds weird, but people saw what was going on. More customers, more movies, more services, more customers. It just kept going.
What? Did you say vacations?
No, expectations.
Okay, not falling at all. Isn't an expectation what you think will happen?
Yes, it is.
Bingo!
Okay, I know you love movies, so before you choose a movie, you think about it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, what about the last movie you chose?
It was Lion King. We went to that place where they serve food. It was awesome. And you're right, I did think about what would be best.
When Puma farted in the mud, that always makes me laugh.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, don't you sometimes think about other movies and who they're made by? For instance, Lion King was made by Disney. They've had a lot of great movies, right, Mac?
Yep, they do. Aladdin was off the hook.
Good one, Mac. That's Dad's slang, so he'll get it.
Yeah, it was seriously gnarly, baby. Did you expect that, Mac?
No, and what does that mean?
Well, I think you probably better Google it to figure it out.
Ah, good one, Dad.
So, back to expectations. Mac, you expect a movie to be good based on the company, the actors, and you also think about recommendations from your friends or people you trust.
That sounds about right.
And do you ever think about whether you want to pay full price the first week it comes out, or do you wait a little bit and go to the dollar movies?
Come on, Dad. Nothing's $1 anymore.
No way.
Okay, that was in my time, but what about seeing it during a matinee pricing? Or you can wait and watch it or buy it online.
That makes sense. Maybe it doesn't have great reviews and we're not willing to pay the full price. With an expectation, it might not be as great.
Exactly. Any guesses how this works with stocks?
If it's about expectations, using your movie example, you pay what you think is worth based on your expectation.
Great start.
Bingo!
And if you expect the stock to be successful and it isn't, that could be really bad.
You're right on track. What else, Mac?
And if it is better than expected, it goes up.
There you go. Do you remember Pokemon Go? We used our phones, we downloaded an app, and we went to different places around town and caught various animals like Charmander, Pidgey, and Bulbasaur.
Yep, that was awesome when it came out. Never seen anything like it before.
Well, in early 2016, Nintendo stock wasn't really doing great. Expectations weren't high, and it sold for around $15 a share. It owned Pokemon, and when Pokemon Go came out in 2016, guess what? It had over 500 million people download it.
That's more downloads than every single person in the U.S. That's a ton. It must have been played all over the world.
It was crazy, huh? It was super profitable, and nobody expected it. When they heard how many people were using it and how much money was being made, what do you think happened?
It took off like a rocket.
Exactly. And Nintendo only owned the name Pokemon. The software that made it possible to catch animals in different locations was actually owned by a completely different company.
That's crazy. So what happened to Nintendo stock?
Well, in a week or so, it jumped to over $33. Woohoo! That's over double. People changed their expectation of how much the company would make going forward and how much it was worth.
But why was it $33? I mean, in math class, we use a formula to get the right answer. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. Was there a formula used?
That's an awesome question, Mac. There isn't a formula.
Is it a guess? Could it have gone to 34? Or even 40 or 50?
Absolutely. It's easy to understand why a stock goes up or goes down in price. It's not easy to understand why it went up to $30 or down to $10, for instance.
So how do you choose which company to invest in?
There's no recipe like making a cake where you just add eggs and milk and flour and cook it. Then you have a delicious cake or, in our case, a more valuable stock. Just because a company makes money and has a good product doesn't mean its price will go up.
But you said it's about expectations and supply and demand.
It is. Okay, McKenna, Say you own 5 shares of a chocolate cupcake company. There is a total of 100 shares that people can buy, and you expect the company to make $100.
I love chocolate cupcakes. I'd be very happy with that investment.
Oh, yeah!
Would they pay dividends in cupcakes?
Probably not, but it does sound good, doesn't it? What if the company actually makes $250 instead of $100? Is that better than your expectation, and do you think it's more valuable?
That's easy. It's more valuable, and it did better than expected. Since I'm the owner, this is much better for me.
Oh, yeah!
Excellent. The 100 shares of stock is the amount available. It's also called the supply. More people will want your stock. That's called demand. When more people want something and there are only so many available, the price goes up.
Is that kind of like an auction, Dad?
It is. If there was an auction for the last video game on Earth and thousands of kids wanted it, the supply would be low. 1. And demand for the game would be thousands. That would make the price go through the roof.
First of all, that's a nightmare, Dad. Thousands of kids would go crazy trying to buy it. So the smaller supply and the larger the demand, the more the price goes up?
I couldn't have said it better myself, G. When a company continues to be more and more successful, the demand goes up and up. If the number of shares, the supply, stays the same, the price goes up too.
So, we look for companies that will continue to make more money, or we believe something will change in the future expectation for a bit better. This will increase the demand and will increase the price.
Now we're on a roll, so can you give me an idea of how that might actually happen?
How about if a game company releases a new game and it's more successful than expected? Like the Nintendo Switch.
You totally nailed it, G. Nintendo planned to sell 2 million Switch game consoles the first month released. That was a good number, so that's the expectation. And guess how many it sold?
3 million?
Wow, that's freaky. You're absolutely right. So their stock went up, and within a year, it sold over 14 million, which was more than the Wii U sold for as long as it was being sold.
Dad, Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8. They were all great creations!
I love Mario Kart. You ate my dust a lot in that game, G.
Okay, maybe I did, but you never beat me in Super Smash Bros.
You're both amazing. This is a ton of fun.
I agree. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. So, what's our investing goal?
Buy low and sell high!
What changes the price?
Expectations!
And how does an expectation change the price?
Supply and demand!
Woohoo! You guys nailed it!
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I rock!
I'm a guru. I got this thing.
Picking a stock to invest in can be tricky. Our goal is to buy low and sell high. Even though there are many reasons prices move, there are some basics. Companies are valuable because they make money. If you are an owner, then you share in its success. So first and foremost, the company has to have value, which is based on its performance. If it never makes money, there is generally no value in the company. Most of the time, it's said that information on the value of a stock is built into the price. That means that with all of the available information, the stock should be priced appropriately. This is the current expectation. However, if something happens, like a new product is being launched that will change the world, the stock will be more valuable because the company will make more money in the future. Therefore, more people want to buy it and the price goes up. That's where supply and demand come in. So, a stock's price is based on expectations, and when those expectations change, the demand will change with it, which will change the price of the stock. If you ever watch the financial news, you may hear Ford Motor Company beat expectations. That means the company earned more money than what was expected. This is generally seen as a positive, and the price of a share will generally rise. So remember, we want to buy low, sell high, and expectations will change the demand for a stock, which changes its price. We've come a long way in a short time. Let's take a listen to the preview of next week's episode. And as always, thanks for being here.
Bye!
Gee, you know we learned a ton about investing and some great stuff about stocks.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get started. But where do you buy a stock? Do you have any idea?